everybody, my name is Frank Tellez, and I am an unofficial content creator for ashesofcreation.com. Today we're going to meet Mark Storch, lead architect and engineer for Intrepid Studios. He's going to tell us everything he does and how fun it is to do it. If you're wondering how I'm doing this, I'm using magic. I take a class at Jasper Jinx Academy, like a summer class where they teach you 2 or 3 magic spells to see if you like it. And if you do, then you come back during the regular season and sign up for the school. I can't link you, but you can ask Margaret, because I follow the link on her Twitter page, and that's how I found it. So let me get out of here, and we'll let Mark come in and tell you about his stuff.
Hello everyone, welcome to our Ashes of Creation live stream, our monthly live stream. Welcome.
Hi,
Thank you for joining us. As always, I'm with some wonderful people, and we have a whole slew of maybe new faces that you might not have seen before, or especially if you're new to the community. So first we'll introduce ourselves, and then we'll talk a little bit about what you can expect today, and go through some quick updates and all of that jazz. So first of all, talk a little bit about who you are.
Hi, I am Jeffrey Bard. I am the lead game designer on Ashes of Creation. I do lots of fun things every day.
Yeah.
I am Stephen Sharif. I'm the creative director on Ashes of Creation, and I do lots of things every day. Lots of fun things.
I also do fun things every day. You guys are funny. I'm Margaret Crone, and I'm your community and marketing lead here at Intrepid Studios, and I have the pleasure of working with a whole bunch of amazing, passionate people. And today we have a lot of really fun things to talk about. So first of all, I just want to kind of go over what you're going to expect here. So these are going to be our monthly game development updates to kind of give you an update on like what has been happening, what we've been working on, what each of the teams is excited to share with you all. And first of all, Stephen will go over a studio update. We'll talk about development from our engineering team. We actually have we've added that onto here.
Yeah, we've added an
we have
engineer
design, we have character art and environment, and then we also have a Q&A. So we did put out a Q&A submission this Monday, and we've compiled them all on Thursday, I think a little bit later, so that we could grab some extra ones that came in a little bit late. But Toast has been amazing. She's your community manager. Definitely give her some love. She compiled them all and made them very nice and pretty, and we'll be going over and answering all of those, as well as if you have any questions in the chat, plop them in there. She'll be feeding any of them that we haven't answered previously over here, and then also she'll probably just be answering them in chat, so if you do have questions, feel free to plop them in there. So quick updates. We just released our Dev Diaries.
Yes.
It was covering animation with Brad Constantine, and if you saw our last live stream, or if you haven't, you should go watch it. Brad was actually on to represent our character art team, and he's just lovely.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy, really fun, really easy to work with.
Outside of work, he also does these really cute sketches. I don't know if you've seen them. They're
Caricatures
so
are
cute.
amazing.
Yeah.
He's a great caricature artist. As a matter of fact, some of our community members, we have a whiteboard upstairs for the character art team. He'll go over there and he'll just dry erase marker some caricatures of our community members.
Yeah.
I think you guys might have seen Krojack was in one of them.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I'm so excited. Yeah, he's awesome. And of course we had Jeff on there because you guys work together really closely.
Yep. We're always talking. I'm kind of the main liaison for the animation team, so we do a lot of work and a lot of iteration between the two of us.
Especially since you've been focusing on a lot of combat and abilities and
Right.
things of that sort recently. And of course we also have the lore of the Felbeek Macaw. So if you did see, the Felbeek Macaw was one of our previous cosmetic items, and now it is created by the wonderful Jinsey. She's so amazing.
It has come to life.
It's more than come to life. It's a little horrifying. And the story was pretty awesome too, so we hope that you enjoyed that. Coming up, we will have a creative director's letter that you'll definitely want to read. That is not going to come out this month. That'll actually come out next month, earlier in the month, so do stay ready for that. That letter is also going to have some dates. So I know you all have been waiting for some dates. It's not going to have every date that you've ever wanted, but it is going to have some dates that I think you all are going to think are exciting, and I hope you
I'm
enjoy that.
excited.
I'm excited.
And of course, we'll have the Divine Node article coming up as well, and a new rotation of cosmetics. So stay tuned for all of those things. And let's just get into the good stuff that y'all actually want to see. So we're actually going to say goodbye to Jeff. No, he'll be back.
Bye, everybody.
We're going to bring in over Mark, who comes from our engineering team. And I'll have him introduce himself because he's awesome.
Hello,
You may
everyone.
have seen him
Welcome,
in
Mark.
a tweet before because
Yes.
we took a group picture when we went to GDC.
We did?
Yeah.
That's right. And they were trying to figure out what my role was.
They
Fine.
said,
Mark is one
they,
of
they
our-
said you're a yoga instructor. Come on, switch this way.
Oh, you are a
Sure,
yoga
I will
instructor.
do that. Yes. I am a yoga instructor.
There you
yes.
go.
That is one of
Also-
You
my
don't do yoga, but you do
72,000
other
jobs.
stuff.
I
Also
do.
one of our
I do.
lead
Like do karate or
engineers.
something, or what is
Yes,
it?
I
Some
actually
martial
just
art.
recently got my black belt in mixed martial arts.
Ooh, you're like a.
Yeah.
We
So
need the
watch
animators
it,
to
right?
Watch
animate
it.
your
No new requirements.
kung fu stuff. That's awesome.
I'll mess you up.
It's okay.
He's
I'll have
now
one of
our
the production team members present the requirements to you.
Right.
He's now our
Through
security.
somebody.
No, I'm
Yes.
just kidding. Don't,
Yeah, so-
don't mess with us.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And
Yeah, so talk about what you do actually on Intrepid Studios.
as part of engineering, I do everything. I do all the art and programming and everything on
Yes.
the team. I build all the content and everything. Actually, I do none of that.
We do have some programmer art.
So
I've
Yes,
seen some
I'm
of those
very-
windows.
Very adept at making awesome stick figures.
Yes.
It's one of my 72,000 jobs.
So we wanted to add this segment in because we feel like engineering is a big part of what we do and what we create. They work a lot with our design team. They work with all of our other teams, even our animation. So it's kind of like this little piece that kind of like interacts with everything else. Or I said big piece.
I was
should
gonna
say.
say.
It's like the
It's a
core
little
that like
big piece.
interacts with everything else. And I think that we can't really exactly show you the programming and the coding of everything, but we can talk about it. So
Yes.
especially when it comes to systems, I think is one of the big things.
Of course.
So let's go over what your team has been up to, and then we'll get into the little
first of
bits.
all, I just wanted to say that we have just a spectacular engineering team here. It's a great group of very hardworking and talented engineering professionals that have just built some amazing things since I've been here. And I look forward to coming to work every day and just tearing into things. And I really can't wait to see what we build every day we're here and what we're going to build next. So it's been
we have a lot of
it's been
talent, a lot of
fantastic.
seniority
A lot of
among
seniority,
the current
yeah,
engineering team, which is great to have both from a foundational standpoint as we're building a giant MMORPGs. I think we have 3 former technical directors on our team
Yes.
from other AAA
Right, exactly.
titles that are
We
MMO.
only hire the best.
And here's the thing: there's no butting heads or like major drama.
Well,
which I
no,
think
because
is, awesome.
these guys and gals have been through this process before,
Yes,
and
definitely.
the biggest camaraderie point, I think, at least with Mark, you might agree, is that there's an opportunity here to do things right and do things in a way that represent kind of what the player base has wanted for a long time, and not to cut corners in that regard.
Yes.
And I think that's an exciting opportunity for anybody who likes to problem solve, which engineers tend to like to problem solve.
We have a very
hope so.
ambitious project,
Yes.
Yeah.
and we have very many challenges to accomplish, and it's great because the people who are on board just look forward to those challenges.
So let's get into a little bit of the things that you have been working on. I know you guys have been working on the Linux server containerization.
Yes,
So I don't know if you want to go into more details
Sure.
and maybe try to put it in layman's speak.
Well,
so
maybe
people
to
can
start off a
understand.
little
Yeah.
bit, as part of the engineering team here, we have kind of 2 primary goals. One which is supporting the creative process. So bringing the Ashes of Creation universe to life requires a lot of tools and systems that we work on. And then we also need to support our player base. So we have a lot of systems and tools we need to support for that. So things specifically we've been working on lately is, as you said, we actually took a lot of our systems that were running on Windows and have moved them into containers on the cloud. So leveraging the power of the cloud. And we've been able to really improve performance capacity, not only from a match-based play, but also from a persistent universe play. We've really been able to make changes to the back end that allow us to scale effectively, to manage our player base. We have a lot of challenges for the MMO, specifically on the networking side, being able to bring up a very large persistent universe and being able to scale that appropriately and having people do seamless travel where they're not just hitting one server. We're going to have many servers on the back end running, and being able to containerize them allows us to deploy them really quickly and scale them really quickly as the needs of our player base demands. As new designs come in, as new features come in, we're able to expand it very dynamically.
And that's very important for our project specifically, right? Because we're not a heavily instanced world. We're an open world, and players can move freely throughout that world and engage in large events with each other. And we need to make sure that our distributed services can scale to accommodate those players wherever they may move throughout the area.
Definitely. So that's a big component and a big core of our back-end technology. So a lot of the systems that we've been building for content creation have been surrounding those, and it's systems that we've been putting in place. We've been working also on weapons for siege battles and getting those in the game and playing around with those. It's been a lot of fun seeing those come to life
Yeah.
and seeing them moving around and placing them and firing them and all that type of stuff has been really exciting to see the genesis of that. And a lot of these systems work in the MMO, they work across our products, and building those in a way that scales across instances and also across persistence worlds has been a really fun challenge.
Yeah.
So we've really enjoyed that process.
And previously, and part of what engineering has been working towards with regards to Alpha 1, previously with Alpha 0, we only had one zone that we had Alpha 0 participants in.
Right.
We had thousands of NPCs in that zone, and we had hundreds of players in that area. But right now, our goal towards moving in Alpha 1 is having multiple zones that are capable of being connected to that open world network and handshaking between each other, so that players can move seamlessly through the
And the
servers.
interaction between the nodes and having them grow and at a bigger scale.
So our team has been working really hard on all of those fronts. So in addition to that, supporting players, working on our back-end systems, working on scalability, working on tools that not only support our awesome designers, artists, and animators, but also tools to support our player base has been a great challenge, and we've had a really great job.
What has been your favorite thing that you've gotten to work on so far?
I think in general, one of the really fun things to see come to life has been some of the destructibility things that have been coming into play. It's been
Bacon will agree with
Yeah.
you. He's over there making candy noises.
and we'll have more members of the team talking about these things. But you know, I really like blowing things up. So seeing those systems come into play has been really exciting. You know, from an engineering standpoint, putting in place things that scale really well and allow us to build just phenomenally large things has been really exciting for me. So that part has just really come into play in the last couple of months. Really seeing it really be able to handle this type of load has really been exciting.
And
so
I mean, we know that we've come across a lot of challenges and things of that sort. What do you think was like the biggest challenge that we've had to face and overcome?
I think just the sheer number of possibilities of what we can build. I would say we have such an ambitious project here, and being able to distill down what we're building into the very essence and the very core systems that we need to build to support a huge array of features has been probably one of the biggest things that we've had to face, and it's a very exciting challenge. So I've really enjoyed that part of it, but it you know, definitely the features and everything that Steven and the team comes up with definitely pushes us to our limits.
Yeah,
but we love it.
Everyone comes up with these ideas, they're like, oh, that's even better. And so we just keep, you know, making something that's, I think every day, kind of the input of everybody collaborating makes just something, because we're all so passionate. And I think we've all been waiting for that next MMO that we want to live and breathe in and play.
Yes. Very exciting. So yeah.
Do you have any other questions for, or if we had any in chat for our lovely Mark here?
That's right.
I will say, you know, part of what the engineering team, you know, helps to facilitate is not always as visible early on, because they're very foundational in the sense of giving design the tools to actually create these things in a visible way in engine and in game, and to make sure that these things are foundationally created in a way that supports the kind of scalability we want to see takes some time. And it's great that we were able to, back in December, you know, get testing that illuminated some of the redesign and re-architecturing that we needed to do in order to accommodate the number of players that we wanted to do. Was very beneficial to have early on, because as you get deeper and deeper in these testing settings and you layer these different systems on top of each other, the later you find out issues, the more difficult it is to solve them.
Yes.
Yeah. We definitely don't want to go into the MMO learning those lessons then.
Right. Exactly.
We definitely want to, and the testing and everything we've done so far with our Apocalypse product has really given us the ability to test out some of these core systems, and it's really allowed us to move a lot of that uncertainty that we would have when we deploy and bring the MMO to life, or much earlier in the process.
Right.
So we don't want to be discovering those things at that point. We want to be discovering them much earlier, and it's been an invaluable tool to allow us to do that. So it's been great, and yes, building a lot of those core systems takes a lot of time, and a lot of people don't see what we're building under the covers.
Yeah.
And it's a ton of engineering effort that I am personally very excited about, but it's not always something we can put up nice videos.
Yeah, it's not
Some of
like
those things we
visual,
literally
yeah.
can't show.
No.
For security
exactly.
purposes, we
Yeah.
don't
Right,
show them.
exactly.
Yes,
Even the
there's-
stuff that design works on, sometimes it's like we don't really want to show
That's right.
that stuff for security purposes.
Yes, there's
but
definitely
yeah.
some things that I should not talk about that I'm very excited about, but I could go on and then Steve would say, no.
No.
All right, don't talk about that
Mark,
stuff
what
right
are you
now. Mark,
doing?
what are you doing? What are you
Steven's
doing?
saying no, then
Yes. So,
that's a whole nother.
so yeah, it's just, I would say in general, it's I'm very excited about what we're building here, and bringing the Ashes of Creation universe to life has been a dream of mine.
And I gotta say, everybody at the studios outside of the engineering team loves our engineering team to death, because oftentimes they're the guys who are staying late after hours because they need to fix something for a test that we have,
That's
or something that got broken and we didn't anticipate. And they're very hard workers, like the rest of the team here at Intrepid. But we have some pretty stellar guys on the engineering team, and we are very
Our team
appreciative
is
of them.
great. Our team is really great. So.
Do you have anything, last things that you want to kind of share with the community before we swap to our next?
No, I don't think so. I think that's it for me right now. It's been great talking to you guys, and I look forward to the rest of the stream.
Have a great day. I know you're going to be
Thanks,
working on a lot of stuff.
Yes, now I will get back to work.
Well, what did you think? That Mark Storch, he's an interesting guy with an interesting job. Up next in our Twitchcast series is Garrett Fern, game designer. And you can catch that interview here on this channel if you subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching.